Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
It's great to be here.
Today we're taking a look at this FinShots article.
Oh yeah, this one is really something.
It's called How Stock Experts Minted Money from TV Shows. And it was published on February 12th of this year.
Yeah, 2024.
So basically it's about how some folks might have been using their TV appearances to
manipulate the stock market.
Yeah, to make a quick buck, And we're going to unpack all of that right here.
We are. It's a fascinating story.
It is, and it really kind of shows how easy it can be to be misled.
Especially when you're dealing with so-called financial experts, right?
Exactly. And I mean, everyone's looking for a good investment, but
Right, but you got to be careful.
you got to be careful who you're trusting. Right?
Absolutely. Trust, but verify.
That's it. So the article kicks off by talking about Z Business.
India's top business channel.
Yeah, big channel, tons of viewers.
And they're known for their stock market shows.
Like, people are glued to these shows, hoping to get these hot stock tips.
They want to know what to buy, what to sell, when to do it.
Especially those buy today, sell tomorrow recommendations, right?
The BTST, it's all about that quick turnaround, that fast profit.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Some of these shows had some pretty interesting names,
What?
like Kiran Ka Kamal. It was hosted by Kiran Jahav and Ashish Kilkar.
Okay, Kiran Ka Kamal, what does that even mean?
Kiran's Magic, apparently.
Oh, wow. Kiran's Magic. That's quite a name.
Right. And then there's Hitman Himanshu.
Hitman Himanshu, seriously.
Yeah. I mean, come on. That just sounds kind
A
of...
little bit sus,
Yeah, a little bit. And we've also got Simi Balmik
Simi Balmik, okay.
hosting Simi K Nonstop Share.
Simi K Nonstop Shares. Wow, these names are something else.
I know. And then there's Mudik Goyal with Mudik K Munafe, which is Mudik's Profits.
So many shows, so many experts.
But here's the kicker. Mudik Goyal wasn't even a registered analyst.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And that's where things start to get a little bit interesting.
So who's the mastermind behind all of this?
Well, that would be Normal Sony.
Normal Sony, okay.
Apparently, he started out working for a stockbroker.
Okay, so he knows the business.
Yeah. And then he went independent, probably made a bunch of connections along the way.
The kind of connections that could be useful in a scheme like this.
Exactly. So this is how this alleged front-running scheme worked. All right. Think of it like this.
Okay, I'm listening.
You're about to tell everybody a big secret, right? But before you do, you tell your friend.
Okay.
And your friend goes and uses that secret to, like, I don't know, buy a lottery ticket.
They know the winning numbers before anyone else.
Right. And then they win big because they had that inside information.
Ah, I see where you're going with this.
That's front-running in a nutshell.
It's using information that's not public to make a profit.
Exactly. So allegedly, Sony was getting these stock tips from the guest experts like minutes before they went live on their shows.
Wow, so he had the information before anyone else.
Yeah. And then he would pass this information on to his network, like a bunch of buddies at different stockbroking firms.
And they would buy up the stocks before the show even aired.
Right. So then the show airs, people see these so-called experts recommending these stocks.
And everyone rushes to buy them.
Yeah, driving up the price.
And Sony and his buddies are sitting pretty because they bought low.
And they sell high.
Classic pump and dump.
It's a pretty slick operation,
If they actually pulled it off.
Oh, SEBI seems to think they did.
SEBI.
Yeah, they're like the watchdog for the stock market in India.
Okay, what did they find?
So, remember Simi Balmik with her Nonstop Shares?
Yeah.
Well, back in August 2022, she recommended this stock, Balram Porcini.
Okay.
And right after she mentioned it on the show, trading volume for that stock shot up by like 300%.
300%. That's huge.
It's massive, like way more than usual.
That's definitely suspicious.
And get this, SEBI found a bunch of other instances like this.
Where stocks that were recommended on these shows saw big spikes in trading volume.
Almost immediately after they were mentioned.
That's like clockwork.
It's pretty clear that something was going on.
Yeah, yeah, this doesn't look good.
It doesn't. And so now the question is, how much money did they make?
That's what I want to know. Spill the tea.
All right, get ready for this. According to SEBI, these 10 folks, including those guest experts, pulled in something like 7.4 crores.
Whoa, that's a lot of money.
It is, right. And that was just over 11 months.
11 months. That's insane. So they were making like over 60 lakhs a month?
Yes, something like that. I mean, think about it. That's like winning the lottery every month.
Except it's not luck, right? They were allegedly manipulating the market.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not like everyone got an equal cut either.
Oh, so some people made more than others.
Way more. Like Neural Mulsoni, the alleged mastermind, his profits from these schemes were 3 times higher than his regular trades.
3 times higher. So this was way more profitable than what he was usually doing.
Oh, yeah. But get this, his company, Manan Sharecom, saw profits jump by like 900%.
9,900%. That's ridiculous.
I know, right? Talk about a return on investment.
But all dirty money, allegedly.
Well, SEBI didn't just sit around and watch this happen.
So what did they do?
They barred everyone involved from trading until they make a final decision.
That's gotta hurt.
And they're demanding that they pay back all that money they made.
Those ill-gotten gains.
Yep. But here's the thing, right? This front-running thing, it's not like a one-time deal.
It keeps happening.
Oh, yeah. SEBI has rules against it, but it keeps popping up.
It's like a game of whack-a-mole.
It is. Remember that CNBC Oaz anchor, Hemant Guy?
Himanka, yeah, vaguely.
Back in 2021, him and his family got barred from trading for something similar.
So it's a recurring problem.
It is. And to really get it, we got to look at like the history of this kind of stuff, you know?
Okay, so where do we start?
Well, Vivek Kaul, he's a big economics guy. He wrote about this in News Laundry.
News Laundry, yeah, I've heard of that.
So Kaul's saying that back in the day, journalists and stockbrokers, they used to work together openly to mess with stock prices.
Like out in the open.
Yeah. Like a reporter would write about a company and then tell their broker friends to buy or sell the stock.
That's so blatant.
I know, right? But it was like a whole system. Everyone was in on it.
And everyone made money.
Of course. But things have, changed since then.
They've gotten smarter.
Way more covert.
Yeah.
Like they hold on to stocks longer so it doesn't look as suspicious.
Or they act like middlemen, just passing along the information.
Exactly. So with those Z business folks, it's possible they thought they were being all sneaky by using other people to do the actual trading.
So they could stay under the radar.
Right. But then, Simi Baumik, remember her?
Simi K nonstop shares.
Yeah, well, she made a mistake.
What'd she do?
She told her husband about those hot stock tips.
Uh-oh. And I'm guessing he traded on that information.
You bet he did. Like 90% of his profits came from her tips.
Wow, that's got to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I know. And that might have been what tipped off SEBI.
It's like they say, loose lips sink ships.
They do. And here's another piece of this whole puzzle. Remember that AI tool SEBI started using?
The one that looks for weird trading activity around TV shows.
That one. They started using it in December 2022. And guess when their investigation into this Z business thing finished?
December 2022.
Bingo. You think that's just a coincidence?
I don't think so. It sounds like their new AI tool might have caught them red-handed.
It's possible. It's
Yeah.
like they brought in a robot detective to crack the case.
That's pretty cool.
It is. So let's take a step back for a second, think about what we've learned here.
Okay, so we've got this whole scheme with guest experts on Z Business using their knowledge to make a ton of money.
Allegedly, of course.
Right. And this isn't just some isolated incident. This type of market manipulation has been going on for a while.
But it's getting more sophisticated, harder to spot.
Yeah. So what can we, like, normal people do to protect ourselves?
That's the big question, right? That's the $1 million question, or should I say the 7.4 crore rupee question.
Right. But honestly, awareness is a big part of it. Now that you know these tricks exist, you're less likely to fall for them.
It's like forewarned is forearmed or something like that.
Exactly. And remember, if a stock tip feels too good to be true, especially if it's promising those super quick returns, it's probably a scam.
Yeah, don't let those dollar signs blind you,
Don't fall for the hype just because everyone else is jumping on board.
Take your time, do your research, make sure you really understand the company and the market before you invest your hard-earned cash.
And diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, especially based on some random tip you heard.
So true. And speaking of eggs,
Please don't tell me another saying.
I won't. But seriously, folks, don't underestimate the power of doing your own research and being just a little bit skeptical. And hey, if you're ever not sure about something,
Talk to a financial advisor, someone you trust.
they can help you make a plan, understand the risks.
It's their job to help you navigate all of this stuff.
Exactly. But, it's not all on the individual investor, right?
Media companies and regulators have a role to play too, definitely.
Like those media outlets, they got to do a better job of making sure their guests are legit.
Yeah, they can't just let anyone come on and start spouting off about stocks.
They got to have the credentials, and they got to be promoting responsible investing, not just trying to get those clicks and views.
And education is key, too. Media companies need to do more to teach people about financial literacy, how to be smart investors.
Couldn't agree more. And what about SEBI? Do you think they're doing enough?
Well, that new AI tool they rolled out is a good start. It's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, being able to spot those fishy trading patterns is huge.
But they can't stop there. They got to keep innovating, keep staying ahead of these scammers.
And when they catch them, they got to hit them hard.
Make an example out of them to deter others from trying the same thing.
We've talked about a lot today. We've seen how this alleged front-running scheme worked, the insane profits those involved supposedly made.
And we've also talked about what SEBI is doing to try and stop this kind of market manipulation.
But most importantly, we've given you some tips on how to be a more informed investor.
How to protect yourself from these shady schemes.
Because knowledge is power.
It is. The more you know about finance, the more confident you'll feel making investment decisions.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of stock experts and TV shenanigans, remember to stay curious, stay skeptical, and always do your research.
And until next time, happy investing, everyone.